So lately there's like all this talk about black fatigue, and I watch it, and it is exhausting to watch, but nobody wants to talk about, is there a thing called white fatigue? Because there is. I'm in customer service, I'm a server, working in the restaurant field my whole life. So, and white people are just as obnoxious and irritating, and they throw tantrums like legit fits. And like yesterday I had an incident with a lady, and she had to be in her late 30s, early 40s, and
Oh guys, welcome back to my channel Yano Show KA. Hope you're good, hope you're fine. So I just want to give a clap for the new subscribers, whatever country who are following me. Just from USA, just from Europe and Asia, Africa. So I could not reach this far without you. So your support, I really appreciate it. So guys, today I just want to talk about something interesting here about the white fatigue. So we've seen that white people now have come out clearly to speak about white fatigue. They are saying that they have been exhausted going online, saying that they are being tagged black fatigue, they are being tagged in a racism post. So they have come out clearly to say that they are exhausted with this white fatigue. So I don't want to go into much, but there are some these video clips that I've taken from these white people complaining about this white fatigue. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. So let us view this commentary of these videos.
Good morning. It's been a while. I'm browsing around TikTok, at least on my feed, on my dark corner of the TikTok world where it's very toxic. Everybody's angry and hateful and complaining. Well, that's what I see on my feed. I guess I'm interested in that kind of stuff. Well, the latest thing from I'll call snowflake white people is they say they've got black fatigue. Oh, really? So you're just fatigued because you don't want to hear it anymore. Don't you think black people have white fatigue? All the shit you've done to them, and you just don't want to hear them talk about it. I mean, you don't want it taught in our classes anymore. You call that critical race theory, which teaching history is not critical race theory. So you want to get rid of all that. You want to get rid of so-called DEI. Anything that can help people, and you don't want to hear it anymore. You're fatigued, oh, you poor, pitiful little snowflakes. Well, I've been fatigued with white people all my fucking life, basically. I didn't know there was a name for it. Now, thanks to TikTok, we've got a name for it, white fatigue. I've got it. I'm sick of you motherfuckers. I mean, except for a few of you, some of you are personal friends, and you know who you are. I'm not talking about you. Everybody else, all the whiners and complainers and babies that can't, they need a safe space. They can't deal with history and all that stuff. Fuck you. I mean, Jesus Christ. Bunch of snowflakes. Hey, anyway, look at this. This is something else I saw on social media. Now, I do look at some cooking things. Yeah, boy, this is great. Now, I saw it. I don't know if it was TikTok or Instagram. This is like a jalapeno. It's got a dill pickle inside of it. It's got cream cheese. It's got bacon wrapped around it. It's got brown sugar poured over the top. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Man, I'm telling you, this is good. And now, that was worth seeing on the internet. I'll try it sometime.
You know what I'm getting? I'm getting white fatigue. And you know why? Is because every time I see a hashtag black fatigue post, in the comment section are these virulent, disgusting, nasty, redneck, hillbilly morons just chiming in. I mean, it's bad enough that the hashtag black fatigue posts are basically racist saying, I'm a racist, I don't like black people, and here's why. And they're going on and puking out every reason why they hate black people. And they're calling it black fatigue. And then the comment section are white people just puking out the same garbage. And it's Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump every step of the way. You know, now that he's in office, it's like, hey, don't hold back. Tell him how you really feel. Man, you don't like black. Tell him why. Tell him why you don't like it. In fact, encourage everybody. Get them all together. In fact, y'all should join a group, and y'all should wear white hoods, and you should have a uniform and a pointy white. You should just join and make a club of all of you that have black fatigue. What could we call it? White people are making me so sad these days. You're embarrassing me. You're making me sick. I don't want to say it because I'll get banned. But y'all are embarrassing me. God help us. God help us.
So lately there's like all this talk about black fatigue, and I watch it, and it is exhausting to watch, but nobody wants to talk about, is there a thing called white fatigue? Because there is. I'm in customer service. I'm a server. Working in the restaurant field my whole life. And white people are just as obnoxious and irritating, and they throw tantrums, like legit fits. And like yesterday I had an incident with a lady, and she had to be in her late 30s, early 40s, and threw a straight tantrum. I know her son and her husband had to have been uncomfortable because I was uncomfortable for them, and I was embarrassed for them because I was embarrassed for her. Over a tater tot, like the way she acted, and I'm just sitting there like, but it's so common in the restaurant world. Yeah, everybody has good and bad in every race, but white people are just as fucking ignorant, are just as fucking, they throw legit tantrums. She was huffing and puffing, like, and her husband's like, just eat the tater tots, like the way she acted. And I'm not going to go into it. I just want to say white people are just as exhausting, and they're just as embarrassing. And for the most part, a lot of them are trailer trash, dirty, just unfit. They don't take care of themselves. They don't look like they give a fuck about how they look. They don't care about how they act. They just are shameful all the way around. Because, you know, I don't ever try to judge people on your finances or what kind of car you drive or where you live. But no matter what, how you present, you could be poor and still be clean. Cleanliness is just a matter of just be clean. I don't care if you live in the projects, if you live in a trailer, if you live in a tent, you could still take time to take pride in how you look and present yourself. And it's always some trashy trailer park, backwoods, hillbilly white person that comes in restaurants and act like they are superior to everybody, that throws tantrums, that act like the world revolves around them. And I just sit back like thinking to myself, like, bitch, you got a lot of nerve. But it's exhausting for us too, especially in the waitress world, server world, restaurant world, customer service world, what we deal with from all people. But it's so exhausting because as a white woman to see, it's always some nasty trailer trash bitch. And I'm always like, bitch, you got a lot of motherfucking nerve to act the way you're acting. And I guarantee you ain't probably took a bath in a couple days. So it's just kind of like, make it make sense. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it ain't adding up to me, but something just don't add up. I feel like if you don't wash your ass and you don't take care of yourself and you don't present yourself at least semi-decent in public, then why the fuck is you complaining about anything, bitch? You need to be complaining about yourself. Again, I could be wrong, but I make it make sense. If somebody can explain that to me, how are you missing all your teeth and you got on dirty clothes and you ain't combed your hair, but you complaining? And it's so common, oh, and it's so exhausting, and it's like so hard for me to shut the fuck up and bite my tongue, but I think everybody's just dealing with.
White exhaustion is knowing that the only time white people form a community or come together is when it involves their hatred of other people, other ethnicities, other races. White exhaustion is knowing that the only time the majority of white women scream, all women, is when they feel left out, is when something directly affects them. I've seen so many white women come on this app and other social media apps, and they'll tell you out of their mouths, white women don't know how to community. White exhaustion is knowing that a lot of white women wouldn't be as racist as they are if it weren't for their men, if it weren't for their patriarchy. And a lot of them are too afraid to not go along with the patriarchy. White exhaustion is white people continuing to look at black people as a monolith, yet demanding that they be viewed as individuals. White exhaustion is watching two white men fight, reading the comments, and finding white men cheering them on. But those same white people will watch a video of white people antagonizing a black man who accepts their challenge and calling him ghetto.
Mouth before I beat you. Can I ask you understand? Oh yeah, we could do that. Yeah, I want this.
It is 8 in the morning and I already have white fatigue because, oh my God, white people, we are so freaking exhausting to be around, to communicate with. Gingers, really, are we already getting into the comment sections of black women and telling them that they are not allowed to be uncomfortable or with the idea of us being in black spaces, or not want us to be in black spaces, or not find us welcome, or not feeling that we're welcome? I mean, really, are we getting in their comment sections and telling them they're not allowed to have those feelings? Because be so for real right now. We have no idea what it means to be black in America. And I guarantee you, with our capacity to get so easily butthurt, we would not be able to handle it. Okay? The lived experience of being black in America is like nothing we have ever experienced. So don't get in comment sections, shut your pie hole, and listen and read. Go get a freaking book. Read, oh God, there's so many books to read. At least start with Me and White Supremacy, read Stamped, read The New Jim Crow, read books about what it means to be black in America, and really start to do your homework, or at the very least, get a journal. As black women creators on here have said, Portia Noir, White Woman Whisperer, get a journal, have your feelings in your journal, not in the comment section of black women. So be so for real right now. Stop exhausting us. Just go do your internal work of understanding why you feel the need to center yourself in every space. This is what whiteness does, and this is what you need to deconstruct from. For God's sake, for all of us. Y'all are, we are exhausting.
Hi there. Just yelling into the void. So, there's something I've been suffering from since about 2015. I like to call it white fatigue. Yeah. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted with your petty prejudices. I'm exhausted with your casual racism. I'm exhausted with your complete lack of self-awareness. I'm exhausted with your misplaced superiority. I'm exhausted with you thinking you're not the problem. I am exhausted with your fear of diversity, equity, and inclusion, because it is a fear. It's not normal to be afraid of those things. It's something you've been taught. I am sick of your pearl clutching about trans and LGBTQ people and how you're going to explain that to your children. I am sick of your pious version of prosperity Christianity, where because you believe a certain way or read a certain book, that somehow you are deserving of all that is good in the universe. And that's why you have everything that's good in the universe, not because of systems that are put in place to benefit you. Yeah. I am sick of you telling me about the vacations that you go on where you either stay on a super controlled resort or a cruise ship and then tell me you went someplace. You didn't. You changed locations, but you didn't actually go on a vacation unless you interacted with local people and tried to learn something about the culture. I am sick of you assuming incorrectly that the way someone speaks, that their dialect or accent determines their intelligence, because I assure you it does not, especially in the case of Black Americans. I am sick of your upholding white supremacy. I am sick of 90% of everything that white people do. I am sick of people making excuses for their bad behavior. I am sick of it. Really freaking sick of it. And that is why my circle is super small and I don't try to engage, because what's the point? What's the point? These people are beyond help and they give me fatigue, downright exhaustion. You're on my last nerve. That's my rant. Bye for now.
White people have co-opted the word black fatigue to mask racism and say racist and prejudiced tropes about us online. I figured I'd make a video to describe my white fatigue, my white malaise, my white exhaustion. FYP shows you what you're looking for. So if you're saying you're opening TikTok and all you're seeing is brawls and fights of black people, look within. Because why are you searching for us? Why are you monitoring us? You guys have the biggest monitoring spirits of life. If you're so tired of us, just leave us alone. I'm tired of white criminals. White people commit 70% of the crimes and arrests in this country. No such thing as black on black crime. You guys created that to continue to paint us as savages. Meanwhile, you guys are the ones committing all the crime. I'm tired of kids not being safe in school because people are being shot by white boys and girls in school. I'm tired of mass shootings in public places. I'm tired of bombers blowing up braces, blowing up buildings. White people killing people. I'm tired of white serial killers. I'm tired of you guys praising white serial killers and then glorifying them by making movies and TV shows. White men committing crime and not going to jail. Stealing money from people's grandparents and stealing money from citizens and then you give them more and more. I'm tired of you guys causing the conditions for people not to be developed around the world or undeveloped and then label them as third world countries, second world countries, and then blame them for the reason that they're not developed even though you're the reason they're not developed. I'm tired of being exposed to food that's been seasoned with air and imagination because these cows and chickens didn't have to die for no reason. I'm tired of Karens not minding their own business and then when confronted about the business they didn't mind, then they have white tears, which then cause harm to white bodies, which then predicates police brutality, which you guys are the ones that perpetrate. So I'm tired of the fact that your grandparents and your great-grandparents caused the conditions for black people to live in ghettos, black people not to own homes, black people not to have access to education, access to funds and programs, and then blame us for living in the ghetto and then blame us for the violence that we are subject to and then blame us for the conditions that we live in. Wow. Story after story of teachers having inappropriate relationships with their teenage students. Tired of the white hoods and KKK and the neo-Nazis, some which just got attacked in Ohio because they felt entitled to be openly racist. Really confused and tired about those rock concerts where you guys go ahead and beat each other up, but we're savages. Very savage, uncouth ghetto behavior. Beating each other up for fun at concerts? Tired of the opioid crisis. I'm tired of white middle-class men who are criminals who all they care about is the bottom line and they willingly put drugs into the system which kill kids and which kill college students. Wow. I'm tired of seeing overweight people in my 600-pound life not doing anything with themselves and living off the government. I'm tired of white people being the largest recipients of welfare in this country and DEI programs. I'm tired of the history that you guys created in this country to the point where my parents are the first people in my family that integrated schools. My parents are the first people in my family that had full rights. Not even my mother. Sorry, my dad was maybe. And you guys acting like it's not real. That's what I'm tired of. Have a beautiful day, white folk.
You want to talk about fatigue? Let's talk about white fatigue, not the kind they claim, the supposed exhaustion from hearing about racism, equity, or reparations, but the weariness that we, black people, carry from hearing the same tired, dismissive arguments whenever we speak truth about the legacy of slavery and the reality of systemic racism. We say reparations, and here come the reflexes. But the Irish had it hard. My ancestors came from Italy with nothing. Nobody alive today owned slaves. Africans sold other Africans, so it's on them too. You want to run through that checklist again? Cool, let's walk through it, but this time with some truth. 1. My ancestors came here with nothing and made something of themselves. Sure, maybe they did, and let's be clear, that's commendable. But they came here and entered a system that, while tough, was built to include them. Your Italian, Irish, or Eastern European ancestors eventually got to be white. Black people, we were never invited to that party. You got land through the Homestead Act. We got redlined. You got GI Bills. We got denied loans. You got police protection. We got police brutality. Don't pretend that bootstrap stories cancel out 400 years of state-sanctioned racial violence and exclusion. 2. The Irish were slaves too. Stop. Indentured servitude is not the same thing as chattel slavery. Let's not insult history. Irish servants had terms. They weren't property. Their children weren't born into slavery. They weren't bred, whipped, sold, and raped across generations. They didn't have laws written for their permanent dehumanization. Equating the two is not just inaccurate, it's offensive. 3. Africans sold other Africans, so it's their fault. Yes, some African kingdoms sold captives from rival groups. That happened. But what those sellers could never have imagined was the industrial, dehumanizing, and generational horror show that Europeans created. Chattel slavery based entirely on race. Africans sold prisoners of war. Europeans built an ideology of white supremacy to justify treating human beings as livestock, to be bred, broken, and erased. You can sell a match, but you didn't invent the forest fire. 4. Nobody alive today owned slaves, and nobody alive today bombed Pearl Harbor either, yet America still remembers. Nobody alive enslaved Jews in Egypt, but reparations were paid to Holocaust survivors and their descendants by Germany. The point isn't individual guilt, it's institutional responsibility. The wealth of this nation, Wall Street, universities' old money, is soaked in black suffering. Reparations aren't about guilt, they're about justice. So yes, we're fatigued too. But not just tired, we're exhausted. Exhausted from re-explaining basic history. Exhausted from being gaslit every time we speak truth. Exhausted from hearing that the past is over when we're still living in its consequences. Exhausted from being told to move on while everyone else clings to their own histories and legacies. Exhausted from being asked to be polite in the face of denial, to be gracious in the face of ignorance. You say you're tired of hearing about racism. Imagine living inside it. That's fatigue. That's black fatigue. And if we're being real, what you're calling white fatigue isn't tiredness. It's guilt avoidance. It's history aversion. It's the allergic reaction to accountability. We are not responsible for your discomfort, but we are responsible for truth, and we'll keep speaking it, whether you're tired or not.